Welcome to another introduction to our Worship 101 series here at Faith. Last week we talked about time, how we measure time in the church, how we decorate our church by the season or the special holidays that's going on, and how that church calendar, the church year works. Tomorrow, on Sunday, we'll be talking about space and how our church is arranged and what the different parts are and why things look the way they do in church. To get us thinking along those lines, I've got some chairs set up here. Now, if you were to walk into a room and you saw a chair arrangement like this with one chair facing one direction and 4 chairs facing the other, what would you expect to take place here? My guess is that you would assume that there would be somebody here in this chair teaching or leading or instructing, and then the people in these 4 chairs would be listening and interacting in a somewhat different way just by the way the chairs are arranged. Now let's change things up a bit. Maybe rearrange the chairs for a second and see what happens if we move them around a bit. So now we have basically like a circle. And if you were to walk into a space and see this, you would expect people here to be sitting and interacting with one another, perhaps just having a social conversation or fellowship time. Now let's get rid of a couple chairs and go down to 2 chairs. Now again, if you saw 2 chairs set up like this, you would expect the people sitting here to be ready for a real serious engagement, a real intense conversation perhaps. But if they're faced back to back, again, something else is signaled just by the way these chairs are set up. Now, maybe they're playing a game, but they certainly can't talk to one another and see one another in any sort of meaningful way if they're not looking at one another like this. Think about how you have your home set up and arranged, how the different rooms are laid out, what is there, and what the different purpose and function of each one is. You probably have a room with some comfortable furniture in it, maybe a TV or some books, and a place where you can just relax and to have some entertainment, or maybe entertain friends. You probably have another room with a table in it and some chairs around it, probably next to a refrigerator or a stove or a microwave where you can serve food and you can eat your meals. I'm sure you have another room with a bed in it and probably a dresser or a closet with some clothes in it that you can use for sleeping in the evening or just coming to relax in. We have lots of different rooms in our houses and different furniture, and all of that serves a different purpose and function. It's the same thing with the church. We have our church set up and arranged in a certain way for a certain reason. Think about lots of different churches that you've been in over the years. Some churches feel like you're going into a theater or a concert hall. Some churches feel almost like a classroom or like you're there for a lecture to be given. Some churches are big and open and spacious and makes you feel the grandeur and the glory of God. Some are more close and intimate, smaller spaces where you feel connected to your fellow worshipers. These are the sort of things we're going to be talking about on Sunday. Why is our church arranged and laid out the way that it is? Why do we use pews? Why do we have different levels, different stairs to go up and down up in church? We'll talk about things like the altar and the lectern and the pulpit and the font. Why do those look the way they are? Why are they positioned where they are? How does all that work together to inform who we are and how we worship? So I hope you will join us again on Sunday. We're going to start up right again after church around 10 o'clock as we continue this series on Worship 101. God bless you.